Hey y'all, No here. I basically spent the last 2 days parked just outside of Valdez, hoping that the weather would clear, but it has not. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you look very closely there, right there, you can barely see a mountain. And the sad thing about it is that you can see that mountain. I'm parked in the parking lot at the Safeway. So if there ever is a sunny day here, it's got to be very spectacular. And I knew that it was, and that's why I was willing to wait a couple of days to see if the weather would clear. But after 2 days, it's just the same. There's only a 45% chance of rain today, but tomorrow it's back up to 90%, and about the same thing for the next 7 days. So I'm going to head on to Cowjuch. I forgot the way you say it. Cowjuch State Park. Cowjuch? I don't know. You'll have to look it up on the map. I know where it is. I'm going to stop by the Worthington Glacier on the way out. If there's anything scenic to look at, I'll take some video of it on the way out. A little comment on the Safeway here in Valdez. I was able to find everything I needed, including tortilla. Not the size tortilla that I really wanted. It's a little smaller, more like taco size than burrito size, but I'll make do with it. The produce was very fresh. Of course, the prices of everything are higher here in Alaska. The price of large eggs was only $2.89 a dozen, so I thought that was pretty reasonable. Another thing about driving to Valdez, make sure before you get on Highway 4 to come towards Valdez or leave town, make sure you top your tank off, because there is no gas stations between the turnoff at Glen Allen and Valdez. So, you know, make sure that your tanks are full, because you don't want to get stranded out there, because there's nothing but mountains out there and you're driving between them. And there's not a huge amount of traffic either to try and get any help out there. So hope that helps. Here's a map. I'll just look and see what the name of that park is. It is Chugach State Park. And if you're going to be visiting a lot of state parks in Alaska, and I'm going to look into it today, you may want to see about getting a state park season pass. As I understand it, it's a $5 fee just to enter and park at any state park. So I believe they're $60. So if you're in a state park for more than 12 days, or different state parks for a total of 12 days, then it would probably pay for itself. This is the Keystone Canyon. It's a little narrow canyon between a couple of mountains. A couple of pretty popular waterfalls in here. Horsetail Falls, which you see right in front of us. And as you go around the curve, you'll see Wrangell Falls. Pretty impressive falls, I guess, just to be on this side of the road. But if you've been to Iceland, you'll see much nicer waterfalls on the side of their roads. And up in the distance there is Bridalveil Falls. is a pretty high fall. Makes you wonder where all that water goes, because it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Fortunately, the clouds were not low enough to obscure these two falls, but they're obscuring just about everything else, as you can see in the distance there. The clouds are still hanging very low. Well, this is the view coming over Thompson Pass. It's not as bad as it was when I was coming in, honestly. You can see a little something. When I was coming into Valdez, it was very foggy up here. Had to drive real slow. As you can see, there's patches of snow all over the place besides the road. I don't know what the altitude is here, but my ears are popping. And the old no mobile is not really straining to go up this grade, but it's working hard. It's had to downshift several times, but it's very high up here. I can't, these bars you see over the road, that lets the snow plows know where the road is when they're grading the road. And so you can see how high the snow gets up here in this pass. Yeah, I'm starting to see a little bit of blue sky up there. I'm hoping maybe once we get over this pass that we might see some clearing, but wow, there's a bunch of fog in front of us there. Matanuska Glacier is supposed to be right up here on the left in about 3 miles, so there's a truck that walks by. There's a snowcat down there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Doesn't take too much gas to go back down the other side. Definitely a full-time job to keep this road cleared in the wintertime, though, because there is a small refinery in Valdez, and I think that's where most of this part of Alaska gets its gas and diesel from. There are lots of gas trucks that you see running up and down this road. Until they built that refinery, it's kind of odd in a way, because the oil that was produced in Prudhoe Bay would have to go all the way down to the refineries in the lower 48, get made into diesel and gas, and then truck back up here for people in Alaska to use their own oil, you know. We are getting a little bit of clearing here. You can only imagine what it's like on a nice sunny day, though, but those days are pretty far and few in between around here. It's too close to the ocean, too much rain, too much snow.
1/4 mile, turn left onto Worthington Glacier Road. Take the next left onto Worthington Glacier Road. In 1/4 mile, you will arrive at your destination.
Nothing outstanding about the Worthington Glacier except that it's so close to the side of the road, and a lot of people stop to see it because it's just very, you can get pretty close up to it because it's not a very big glacier. You can barely even consider it a glacier in a way. You can tell by the age of the ice, and you can see it over there to the right a little bit. You can see the blue ice, but there's not much left of it that you could actually call a glacier. This is looking better. I like that blue sky up there. And now that we have a blue sky, it's starting to rain. How does that happen? So that's why we're getting the blue skies, because the clouds are falling. Give you a little idea about just how extensive the work is up here. I think they're actually trying to raise this roadbed up above the permafrost and insulate it or something. In a little while here, they actually built a road that goes down below this road surface. But Lord only knows how much money the state of Alaska spends on road construction every year. I can't imagine that they spend more money on schools than they do on roads, because it's just a constant battle. And someday, if the world stands long enough, the whole state of Alaska is just going to be a quagmire, because if the permafrost ever completely thaws, it's just going to be a big swamp, because no matter where you are in Alaska, if you dig down deep enough, you hit frozen soil, and if all that ever defrosts, it's just going to be just a big swamp, a big quagmire. So if you're thinking about coming to Alaska, don't wait too long, because Lord only knows how long it's going to be inhabitable or travelable for how many years, we don't know. But this is the place I was talking about. They actually dug down beneath the road surface, and now we're going to come back up on the road. I guess they did this so that they could work on both lanes at one time. I'm not sure really if they're repairing a bridge back there or what. Always keep your distance when you're on one of these road construction sites, though, because if there's loose gravel, it's a prime opportunity for gravel to fly up and crack your windshield. So always keep back far enough that if gravel flies up, it'll hit the ground before it hits your windshield. You can see those people in front of us are following pretty close, which is okay because there's not any loose gravel, but if there were, they'd be really risking their windshield. They're not going very fast either, so not likely that would happen, but better to be safe than sorry. I think this thing on the right down here is like a big cement mixer. You see those empty bags on the right? They put in the stuff, and I think it maybe dispenses it into the concrete truck, or I'm not really sure. Not the kind of thing you see very often in the lower 48, though. y'all are enjoying this scenery, because I'm having to watch the road. I'll enjoy it once I get where I'm going. Nothing like watching and then seeing it in person, though. His car almost left without us. Man, he was going slow enough we could catch up with him. This is a place where we parked last night. It's at mile marker 152 on the Alaskan Highway. Conveniently has a long drop. Nice level service to park on. And I'm about an hour away from the Matanuska Glacier, which is going to be the first stop this morning. I've only had to pay for one night of parking for the whole trip, and it's been 20 days. So I've spent $35 for a place to park at night. So I think that's pretty good. The Alaskan government, actually United States on the interstate, and Alaska, especially Alaska and Canada, are very good about these pullouts and rest stops along the way. And if anyone who maintains these rest areas ever watches this, I'm very grateful to you for the work that you do. Okay, we've had a complete change of plan. Instead of going directly to the Matanuska Glacier, I saw this on A+K's YouTube channel. It's the Lions Head View Trail, and I'm going to go ahead and shoot this sign for you. I just called the lady at the 1-800 number here. She said, and this is June of 2023, that they are no longer requiring people to call and ask for permission. They just haven't taken this sign down yet. So you have the number if you want to call it. But as of this date, she told me I didn't have to have permission. So, hope that helps you out. If you want to call the number, call it way before you get to this place. And to find this place, just search for Lions Head View Trail on Google Maps, and it'll take you right to it. So, I will probably not shoot anything else till I get to the top, unless there's something that you need to know. I don't have one of those fancy head cameras or anything like that. So, she did say the only thing they ask is that when you park, don't block their driveway, because sometimes they do have to have trucks come up through this gate. So just park up at the top over there so their trucks can get through if they need to. And she said that's all that they really ask for from people anymore. So the trail starts out as a nice gravel road, but this is what we're kind of going to end up with. It looks like there's multiple trails up here. It's kind of a rabbit trail situation where people have tried to go around the tough part of the trails like this and make a new trail like up on this side. What I'm doing for now is just always keeping to the right. That's been doable so far. I believe these little white flowers here are called juniper. And I wish that there was such a thing as smell-o-vision, because these things smell lovely. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Matanuska Glacier. Oops. So I keep trying to figure out which view of the glacier is best. This one's a little higher up, but the glacier is not the only thing to see up here. Turned out to be a nice, pretty sunny day. Sunny as you'll ever get in Alaska. If you look way down there, you'll see the No-No Mobile. If you look right there, there's a cell phone tower. If you look right there, there's some other kind of tower. Assume that's a satellite tower, I don't know. 360-degree view from up here, though. And there's the glacier again. Spectacular. Well, 1.1 miles in 2 hours. Doesn't sound like very far. It is slick. It is muddy. It's not really swampy muddy. Yeah, it's just a lot of that slick kind of mud. Multiple ways up. I went to the right every time except once, and I wish I'd gone to the right then, because I met some folks that came up and they said they went to the right every way, and they made it up in an hour where it took me 2 hours. You definitely want trekking poles. During the slickest, steepest part, I actually set one pole to half length so I could push up with one pole and pull up with the other pole. On a day like today, it is definitely worth it. If it was raining or really overcast, it wouldn't be worth it because you wouldn't be able to see much up here. But on a day like today, when you feel like you can see almost forever, I mean, there's some clouds obscuring some of the mountains, but man, the glacier is just spectacular. So well worth it today. I'm going to take a little lunch break and a little rest break. As you can see, I'm in full rain gear, which is pretty warm, but it does protect you from the mosquitoes better than anything I know of. So you're going to be soaked with sweat, but not bitten nearly as much as if you wore shorts or something like that. Even if you wear cloth hiking pants, the mosquitoes can bite through those too. So, you know, you choose hot and sweaty or, you know, bitten and itchy, your choice. I'm a little late doing the wrap up on the Lions Head View Trail. I didn't see the Lions Head when I was up there, but just to kind of recap the trail, and I think I said this when I was up at the top, always go to the right going up, always go to the left coming down, because when I came down, it was much easier coming down than it was going up. I basically made my own way going up about 3/4 of the way up. And that was not a good decision. But this is kind of the wrap up for the journey from Valdez to the Matanuska Glacier. It's kind of funny because this wasn't really where I was planning on stopping or anything, but I just happened to find it. It's actually a Sunday morning today as I'm making this video, and I'm planning on worshiping with the folks at Glacier View Bible Church, and I'll turn the. So if you are here on a Sunday, look for that sign. It's right on the side of the highway to Anchorage, Highway 1, I believe it is. I'm sure they'd be happy for y'all to worship with them. And the plan is right now to head towards Hatcher Pass. That's the next place I'm planning on going, but who knows where I'll really end up. You know, life is full of twists and turns, and so is the roads in Alaska sometimes. But I thank you for your patience with all the, you know, different changes, the different cuts that I made. I'm not a professional, and, you know, I just hope that I have shared something with you that could help you. And maybe one thing that I have learned is, you know, the mileposts tell you every little turnout, bridge, you know, gas station, everything you could possibly see on the different highways. But what I have started doing is just reading the milepost before I leave in the morning. And then, since I don't have anybody to help navigate with me, you know, I can't be trying to read the milepost while I'm driving down the road. So what I do is just kind of make notes of the mileposts that are important. And so, like one of these at 90.8, there's supposed to be a dumpster on the right-hand side of the road. And so that's kind of something I'm looking at because I need to empty my trash. You know, rest stops with restrooms, I'll mark because obviously that's something we're always looking for. And things like that. And then I'll just stick it up on the, you know, like up here on my sun visor, and then I can look at it every now and then as I'm going down the road, and you know, see when things are coming up that I might want to stop at. So just little hints like that, little things like that that you'll learn as you go along. But again, I thank you for watching. I had such a great time to this point. And if you're currently in Alaska, I hope you're having a great time too. Or if you're on your way to Alaska, I hope that you get some of this in time to help you. So as always, God bless you each and every one for watching, and vaya con Dios.